Hey, Nurse Chris here, and I want to just show you what is included in the Personal Medical Information Kit. This video will talk about its purposes, but it's a beautiful handmade pouch that allows for a number of things to be held into it. Two pouches in the front of it would have the size of different insurance cards and health information cards, particularly for your health insurance provider. Also, things like implant and device recorded information. And then on the inside, it's spacious enough to allow for a lanyard with a plastic holder that is made to hold the approved Center for Disease Control vaccine cards, such as for COVID-19 or influenza. And you can wear this, something my friends have been using when they have been traveling. It also would fit the World Health Organization approved, also CDC use, international certification for vaccination or prophylaxis, which when you travel internationally, you might be required to prove that you have certain vaccines such as yellow fever, which is international law. So it would fit that as well. Fits the lanyard. And also included in the medical kit is a fold-out sheet that is a personal medical health information sheet. And we will get into the presentation on what is included in this in the upcoming video. But I wanted you to see, just to start out with, how this lovely pouch, clearly labeled, has a nice snap, has room for those cards, has room for these various important health documents that can go into it. And then it is quickly available for grab and go. So that, my friends, is the Personal Medical Health Information Kit. I am Chris Bykevich. I am a registered nurse and a clinical nurse specialist. So the Personal MedInfo Kits, available from badgemission.com, designed by my wife and I. Her name is Lori. Hand made by this Mexican star seamstresses, and very high quality. They are available at a minimum donation. The medical kit information video that you're going to be watching here will talk about emergencies. We'll talk about the kit. We'll talk about the purpose and the features and how you can obtain a kit for your very own. So, developed for mainly 911 emergency grab and go readiness for people who are elderly, limited mobility, and for those who are responsible for their care, for the incapacitated or the developmentally disabled or nonverbal. This is a grab and go thing that can be available on a countertop at all times, so that if 911 is called or family member or caregiver needs to take the person they're responsible for to the emergency room, then it's a grab and go with all the information ready to go. It's also for people who are traveling out of network, more than 25 miles from their residence, and also people with highly complex medical conditions. That is really ramping up now with left ventricular assist devices, insulin pumps, and continuous blood glucose monitoring devices. It will help to flag and put your cards together for particularly travel. Persons with significant medical allergies, medication allergies, or interactions. Also people with lengthy medical histories. And it could flow into the previous medical alert system, but I found that the bracelets and the dog tags are really only good for singular conditions, whereas some people now have multiple complex conditions that need to be flagged. During emergencies, and that's where this sound comes in, our minds really do go blank with complex information. And then the absolute worst time to try and remember any complex healthcare info, like allergies and the medications, is during a healthcare emergency. And then the missing healthcare information can hurt you. Especially the most common hurt is in a delay of care, or the delay of initiating certain therapies because we aren't sure what particular medications or allergies the person might in fact have. So the personal MedInfo Kit is an organizational tool to bring it all together with essential life-saving personal healthcare information in one portable place. Grab and go, 911 calls, trips to the healthcare providers, trips to new consultants, and then definitely take with when you are traveling outside of network. So why should you have a kit? Well, one location for the information for safe and timely decision making, portable grab and go for your emergencies in 911. The first responders will look for these if you tell them that there is one available, and then for family to have quick access. Ready to take to all the healthcare provider appointments and consults, and it's been known to significantly reduce the potential of dangerous medical errors, duplication, and unnecessary medications and treatments. Modern medical healthcare system and your information. It's fragmented and it's complex, especially due to legislation and the medical legal concerns. And agencies are unable to openly share and exchange information, even sometimes when they're in their own networks. So the needed information for safe patient decision-making sometimes is a little hard to get for providers and can take sometimes up to a couple hours to finally obtain the baseline information that we need to know. A little bit of research kind of found that the most common adverse effect for patients were related to the poor medical histories on presentation, and the poor medical histories related to a lack of information or memory in the hands of the people who are giving the history. And then Dr. Smith and their colleagues at Colorado, looking at 1,614 patient visits in 2003, found out that in over 13% of the time, there was important missing clinical information. And of that information, 44% of that data was shown to have a significant impact, over 59%, likely to result in the delay of care that would be necessary. So this information can cause delays. It can cause some harm. So our 6.5 by 5 inch pouch, they come in multiple colors, and you see the purple one in the picture, as well as my favorite, the denim. I love all things denim. And the kit does include the 6.5 by 5 snap pouch, 2 plastic card pouches in the front that can fit your insurance cards, your identification cards, etc. 1 6x5 rear pouch for the MedInfo sheet, and it includes the plastic lanyard holder so that vaccine cards can go in there. And then the kit includes, when you acquire it from us, 1 blank medical information sheet. Now, one thing that is not included in the MedInfo Kit is the blank CDC vaccine card itself. That has to be provided by the healthcare provider who gives you the vaccine, and the blank WHO compliant international record. So those would not be included in the kit. Now, let's talk about the medical information sheet that is included. It's a blank profile, and it's been built by multiple sources and reviewed by 3 expert content reviewers. It has 4 main panels. It's an 8.5 by 11 sheet that folds out like this and then like that. So it has 4 main panels, and we're going to review those. One is demographics, basic info. Another is allergies and reactions. Third is current medications and supplements. And the fourth is healthcare provider contact information and significant medical conditions. The first panel is demographics. So your name and your address and your cell phone number, date of birth, emergency contacts, and who is your healthcare insurance provider, what is your provider account number, and what's the 1-800 number or 24/7 contact for your insurance and your healthcare provider. The second panel is the I am allergic to, or I have a reaction to. Medications, foods, environmental allergies, latex would go on here. And this would be where you would list if you've ever had a problem or an interaction with a particular med or a food. So peanuts or certain medications be listed there. And then what happens when you have gotten the medication, so that the provider would know and be able to discuss with you the importance of knowing that, as well as the medical therapies that you're about to embark on. The third panel are current medications or supplements that you're taking. And you list your medications and then what's the dose and how often every day, but also the supplements, the melatonins or certain herbal supplements that you're buying over the counter. They might not be prescription, but they can sure interact with prescription medications. So listing those there for the provider to know what you're taking and be able to safely think about what you might need to take into the future. And then the fourth panel is sort of a medical history and a healthcare provider. So at previous surgeries, your significant medical history. There's a line there for had dialysis, you have heart stents, artificial valves. Are you receiving medication through implants? There's a line there for females, that pregnancies and live births. And then primary healthcare provider information, your dentist, your optometrist, and your pharmacy. One of my content providers says that now in the digital age, having the pharmacy phone number and location is very important, because many states, including California, are switching to complete digital electronic prescriptions only, no written prescriptions. So knowing how to transmit the prescription becomes important for your providers. So those med profile sheets, I'd like to say they are only as good as your last update. So update them if there's been any significant change, like a significant addition, subtraction, or procedure. I recently updated mine because I was taking off one medication. Review them every 6 months for accuracy. Now, if you need another copy, then you can email me at the email address that's provided on screen, and I will send you a PDF at no charge. This information is not copyrighted. We didn't copyright it because it's pretty much open source, and we'd be glad to provide you with an extra copy if you need it. So that's the end of the presentation. Thanks to my wife, Lori, for being the co-developer of this, to Jessica Meyer for design and product lettering, for Sonia McAllister, a clinical nurse specialist, expert content reviewer friend of mine, Daniel Riem, who is an EMT. He also is a content advisor, Karen Riem, who is a product design advisor, and then to the Mexican star seamstresses who are sewing on their little machines down in the village, these beautiful pouches, and making them available for acquisition. There's some references in case you need them for your research paper. And then thanks for watching. Once again, if you're interested in ordering those, you can contact Lori at the email address provided. And then the replacement medical information profile sheets, I can shoot you a PDF as an attachment if you email me, and visit our website to see what else we're doing. That's the end of the presentation. So once again, thanks for watching. And we really hope that you would think about acquiring one of these, and here's to better health for you all. God bless. This is Nurse Chris signing off.